Let's talk about the current state of things, especially regarding foreign currencies and the much-discussed idea of revaluation. Starting with Vietnam, the current exchange rate is about 25,575 Vietnamese dong to $1. There's no such thing as an internationally approved rate that every country agrees to. Each country manages its currency based on its own economic needs and strategic goals. Right now, no credible sources in Iraq are talking seriously about a revaluation. The country's leadership and financial institutions are focused on more immediate priorities, like redesigning their entire banking system. They're also actively working on shifting away from their heavy reliance on oil by building a broader, more diverse economy that can fuel long-term private sector growth. Meanwhile, in Vietnam, there's a major development that's catching global attention. Vietnam's Prime Minister and Eric Trump recently broke ground on a $1.5 billion luxury golf resort. This is a big project that's expected to become a centerpiece for luxury travel and leisure in the region. Eric Trump, who is a senior vice president at the Trump Organization, praised his Vietnamese real estate partners at Kinh Bac City and expressed strong confidence in Vietnam's economic future. He even mentioned that he plans to visit the country often. Developments like this are key indicators of growing investor interest in Vietnam, and they show how the country is positioning itself on the global stage. At the same time, Vietnam's central bank, the State Bank of Vietnam, is keeping tight control over its currency. They allow only gradual shifts in value. Economists expect the dong to depreciate slightly by the end of the year, possibly hitting 26,940 VND per USD. This modest shift is largely influenced by the continued strength of the US dollar, along with new tariffs imposed by the US on Vietnamese exports. Vietnam is also deliberately keeping its currency slightly weaker in order to remain competitive in global exports. That's their strategy. While it makes sense for Vietnam, it raises concerns that other countries, like Iraq, might try to do something similar. Hopefully, Iraq doesn't adopt that same long-term tactic, as it can limit broader economic development. Now, back in Iraq, there's positive news coming from the National Investment Commission. They've announced over 130 fully approved investment opportunities that will be presented at the Iraq Investment Forum. These kinds of events are becoming more frequent, especially in collaboration with organizations like the Iraq-Britain Business Council. The upcoming event in mid-June is expected to attract high-profile global corporations and investors. This shows growing interest in Iraq's long-term potential. What's interesting is that these major companies are not concerned about the exchange rate of the dinar. Their focus is on whether Iraq offers a solid business environment and a strong return on investment. The math is simple. If the fundamentals are right, the currency rate becomes secondary. Now let's touch on the ongoing speculation around a revaluation, or RV. There's always chatter in the community. Lately, some intel providers are claiming we're within a 36 to 48-hour window for something major to happen. According to these sources, confirmations are supposedly coming from Europe, China, and even the U.S. Treasury. Personally, I've never seen this many different signals all appear at the same time. Some of my contacts, brokers, and bankers are working to verify whether any of these claims are true. One notification mentioned that tomorrow night is the absolute deadline, based on a countdown that began at 11:48 last night. This lines up with previous rumors suggesting key activity could happen any time from Wednesday night through Saturday. Of course, none of this has been officially confirmed. As always, take everything with caution and focus on what's credible. Let's take a step back and understand what an RV actually means. RV stands for revaluation. It's when a country changes the official value of its currency. This is usually done in response to economic changes, whether that's growth, inflation, or other market conditions. A country might revalue its currency to reflect its true economic strength, manage trade balances, or attract foreign investment. In some cases, the U.S. may support such a move, especially if it helps maintain global financial stability. When currency markets are stable, it creates smoother trade relationships, and that benefits businesses around the world, including here in the U.S. If a revaluation happens and is well managed, it can trigger economic growth. It can lead to more jobs, higher wages, and increased consumer confidence. But there are risks. If the value of a currency rises too quickly, it can cause inflation. Prices can surge before wages catch up, and that can hurt everyday people. This is why revaluations must be handled carefully. Looking at past examples helps us understand the stakes. After the Iraq War in 2003, Iraq revalued its currency as part of the broader effort to rebuild its economy. It didn't happen overnight, but over time it contributed to a more stable financial system. Another example is Switzerland in 2015. The Swiss National Bank unexpectedly revalued the Swiss franc, and the markets reacted dramatically. It caused a lot of confusion and financial disruption, even though the intention was to strengthen their long-term position. These examples show how powerful and risky a revaluation can be. So let's circle back to the Iraqi dinar. It's Iraq's official currency, and its value has fluctuated drastically over the years. Many people are watching it closely, hoping for big gains. But here's the truth. The dinar's value isn't just about how much of it is in circulation. It's tied to Iraq's overall economic health. If Iraq wants the dinar to gain real value, several things need to happen. First, Iraq must diversify its economy. Right now, the country relies heavily on oil. But oil is volatile, and over-reliance on it limits economic stability. By developing other sectors like agriculture, tourism, and technology, Iraq can create jobs and attract investment. Second, infrastructure improvements are essential. Good roads, reliable electricity, and quality public services are the foundation for any growing economy. They give foreign investors the confidence that Iraq is a safe and promising place to do business. Political stability is also critical. Investors want to know that the rules won't change overnight. A stable government creates a business-friendly environment, encourages long-term investments, and helps build economic momentum. And let's not overlook education. A country with a skilled and educated workforce is much better positioned to compete globally. Investing in education means Iraq's people can develop the industries of tomorrow. That, in turn, boosts productivity and attracts more foreign capital. We can learn a lot from countries like Vietnam and India. Both have seen their currencies strengthen over time by making smart investments in infrastructure, education, and industry diversification. Iraq has the potential to do the same. The focus shouldn't be only on the dinar itself. It should be on creating a strong, sustainable economy that naturally leads to a stronger currency. So what can you do? First, stay informed. Follow reliable sources. Don't just rely on rumors or social media. Watch economic developments closely and think critically. Second, engage in discussions. Share your thoughts with others. Ask questions. Help spread awareness about what really needs to happen for meaningful change. And finally, I'd love to hear your perspective. Drop a comment below and let us know. What do you think Iraq needs to do to increase the value of the dinar? Are you hopeful, skeptical, or somewhere in between? As we wrap up, remember that revaluation is a complex issue. It can reshape economies and lives, but only if handled with care. Stay informed, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay grounded in facts. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and share the video with anyone else who might be interested. Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, take care.